You know, garden club, every time I come out and have to start weeding and cleaning up the garden in the spring, and to start breaking off pieces like this, I think, are these pieces Wick? Do you remember in the secret garden? In the secret garden, Mary asked if everything was alive, and Dickon answered that they could find out what was Wick and what wasn't. Do you remember what Wick meant? Yep, alive. And so I can tell that these are not Wick, because if you notice, they break off very easily. Do you see the hole right down the middle? Look at that hole. Here's a new plant coming. You know what that is? It's a nice leaf bud. That is a hosta. And we'll get into later on why I don't remove the leaves off of the ground during the winter. And these wild plants right here that I clean out later on when we talk about the roots. But right now, as I go through my garden, I want to get rid of the dead wood, which I just did there around that hosta, and get things set up for those new shoots to grow. Let's go look at the grapes. Okay, boys and girls, one way I can tell that this is not Wick is right here. When I snap it, see how it snaps right off? And if you look, that's a dead wood in there. See how brown it is? It doesn't look like anything live is in there. It's nice and brown. That's because it's dead wood. If you look here, listen. You hear the snap? That's dead wood. It's not Wick. Oh, if you look, we found some grapes from last year. Okay, if you look at the Y here, you can see this is the original part of the grape plant. It came out this way first, because you can see that this is the older wood, and it came to here where we cut it off last year. And so everything from here to all the way over there is new growth just from last year on a grape. Grapes are unusual. This one is all the way from here down to there from last year. Now I'm going to cut back some of the live or the wick wood. That will help the grapes produce. They need to only produce on live. And if you can see, I've cut some wick wood and it drips. The sap drips right out of it. Only new growth will produce grapes. This isn't growth from last year, but you can see that's where a new stem's going to come. Goes to the next joint where that's a leaf bud or a leaf scab from last year. There was a leaf there. If you go to the next section, there's a stem, and that's called a terminal bud at the very end. I'm going to actually cut that all off, so we'll get a whole new stem for more grapes to grow on. Now it's your turn. First, go out in your yard or the surrounding area and look for branches and stems. When you look for them, decide whether they are wick or not. Then look at the parts of the stem and the parts of the branch. Do the stem and the branch parts look the same? How are they different? You can use this chart to help you identify the parts of a stem. Notice the leaf buds, the node, which is where the leaf used to be, and leaf scar. This is a part of a stem. Notice the leaves, notice the bud, notice the stem. We've got an interesting situation here. This is the other parent vine for the great bush right here. It's been here about 12, 13, maybe 15 years now. But I don't know if you can tell, but on this side is our pond, which is down a great deal. It's the one that flooded our yard here when we had all the floods. But what the grape bush has done is, you see all the vines that come off the grape bush? just like the other one, just like our one at school. But they did something interesting. Last year, they started climbing that tree. 2 years ago, they came over into the pond and they rooted themselves. What made that happen? Look at the stem. Look at these branches here. Look at the node. Look at the leaf bud. What else could come out of the other side where the leaf scar is? Interesting, huh?